Ray in Winter Haven, Florida. See more better with freeprescriptionlenses.com. But call me Mo. Mo Better, because I'm have you seen Mo Better, looking Mo Better, and show everyone else how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses when I cut transitions. Extra active gray lenses with Crizal sapphire for your Columbia. 3003 frame, size 58, color 02. Now stay tuned for my next video where I'll be reciting the periodic table of elements backwards from memory. But from now I'm just going to cut lenses for a raised frame. So let me pop out the original demo lenses. Now I'm not an Columbia dealer, so he mailed me his frames to have the lenses put in there. And I said, okay, you drive a hard bargain, I'll do it. So let me put your frame into the tracing element of my blocker. Program this shape. You are Secret Agent 2104. So years from now, should you ever need new lenses for this frame, I can mail them right to your home, and you're going to see how to install them when I show you how. I'm going to hit the start button. The little stylus is going to pop up and go around and trace the inside bevel of the right side of the frame before doing the same thing on the left. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed in quality. You buy any genuine, authentic frame that I sell, and you will receive free prescription lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses. My receipt has my federal ID tax number, so if you have unused vision insurance or health savings account flex dollars, you will get reimbursed for this purchase. Now, since I don't sell this frame, Ray's got to pay the lens fee of $49.99. Just how it goes. So I know I need to become a Columbia dealer. I know, my bad, I'm sorry, but they make me buy like 20 frames in order to sell you one. So if you pay for 20 frames, anyone out there listening for a brand I don't carry, I will sell you that one frame for the cost of 20. So, that's fair, right? Okay, so your pupillary distance, 30.5 for the right. The computer starts at 32.5, so I'm going to tap that till we get to 30.5. I want to raise the optical center height up to 21. Let's go ahead and get your lenses prepped. One of these has an R on there, the other has an L. So let's start with the R. I never trust them, so we're going to turn the axis wheel to 102, where I only had to go 2 degrees from the last time I used it. Let's put it on 0. Okay, we're good. Zeroed out. We're going to put it at minus 175. Put it in, rotate it until the spherical component of your prescription comes into view first, the minus 175. Put the lens block down. Check the power. We're getting minus 1, so we're at minus 275. That is correct. Get everything centered perfectly. I'm going to put 3 dots on your lenses. And I'm going to put an R on here for right. I believe that's how you pronounce it. We're going to turn the axis wheel to 50. Everyone at home, on the count of 3, shout out 50. 1, 2, 3, 50! Sorry, it's from a Ben Stiller movie. I always yell it out in public whenever that number comes out too. My wife looks at me like I'm crazy, which is a daily occurrence. So it really doesn't mean much to me. I put the power drum on minus 1 1/4. My wife does not get my sense of humor, nor do very few other people on the planet, so I'm used to it by now. Check the power of the astigmatism to 50. Yep, we're good. Hey, this really is the left lens. So we're going to put 3 dots on that one. Uno, dos, 25. I mathed wrong. And we're going to put an L on here for left. And if you guys missed any of that, let me recap. Free bad jokes with every pair of glasses sold. So, this is a block, or as I like to call it, Jenny from the block. I need to attach this to your lens while it is cutting. So I need 2 double-sided adhesive stickers, of which I've got 2 right here. The black side is the sticky side. I'm going to stick that onto the first one. Throw that onto the platform. Carefully, gently toss onto the platform. Pull the paper away to make the black side sticky. Now on the back is a silver button that is a magnet. It's going to attach itself to another magnet. It's the first of 2 jobs it's going to do tonight. There's number 1. Get everything lined up in there perfectly. The reason why I put those 3 dots on there, it tells me that it's oriented in there just perfectly, just so. The blue cross is the geometric center of your frame. Your eye is just above that and inset into the orange crosshairs. Just want to make sure the lens is large enough. And it is. We shall proceed. Ding! You may turn the page. hit the button, the arm's going to come down and place the block onto the right lens. Let's do the same thing for the lens that ain't right. Pull the paper away to make the black side sticky, line up the magnet. Pupillary distance of 33.5, 33.5, same OC height. Get everything lined up in here. Let's make sure the lens is large enough. Woo! And it just is. So, get everything lined up perfectly so. Hit that button, the arm comes down, places the block onto the left lens. I want to check some here. Yeah, they are the same size. Okay, so this is the edger. This is what is going to do all the work while I run my mouth. If you notice, I just finished cutting some drill mount lenses. You can see that on there. This costs $40,000. It weighs 200 pounds. I recommend everyone go out, buy their own, put it on the counter in their yacht, and then you can cut your own lenses at home while you're yachting around, and you won't need this guy with the two thumbs to do it for you. The actual cutting wheel is this diamond crusted wheel that's going to grind away your lens material from this size down to this size. And then this wheel in the center that has that channel, that little valley, that's what's going to put the V-shaped bevel onto the lens so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. So I'm going to press that on there firmly. Now the magnet's going to do its job a second time. It's going to attach itself to another magnet there in the chuck, or by now you know I like to call it the Charles, because I just don't know this machine well enough to call it Chuck. I'm going to wake up the computer, job ID number 2104. These are polycarbonate lenses. If they were plastic, high index plastic, or Trivex, I would select that. I'm not going to polish the edge of the lens because it's not going to be seen. And I'm going to hit the green start button. The door is going to close, the clamp's going to shut, the lens is going to be traced by two wide styluses, making sure that it's large enough to fit into the frame. You can see this is going around tracing the shape of the right lens. And then the old carpenter saying measure twice, cut once. It's measuring the thickness of the lens at every point on the circumference to know exactly where to place the bevel so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing. Now, if you were to divide a pumpkin by the square root of its radius, you would get pumpkin pie. Okay, I'm leaving. Alright, so the water in the background is there to catch the optical sawdust if the lens ever drops down onto the cutting wheel. Speaking of pumpkins, I just got back from Maine, the Damariscotta Pumpkin Festival, all the hiking. You can see my videos up on my YouTube channel. I'm still sore from all the hiking I did. I'm still sore from all the eating that I did. But your lenses are made from polycarbonate, which are 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. They're virtually unbreakable. They're high-impact ballistics grade lenses, the same lens material that our soldiers wear overseas in combat zones to protect their eyes from shrapnel, from flying debris. It also has 100% UVA and UVB protection built into the lens. It even has 50 to 70% ability to block the harmful blue light emitted from today's electronic devices. That's because of the transitions XTRAactive that was added on there. The regular transitions block 30 to 50% of the harmful blue light. These block 50 to 70%. You also have the Crizal sapphire, which is the highest rated of any of the Crizal coatings. The Crizal coating takes over 24 hours to apply. Your lens has to go through an acid bath in a sterile, clean room. Then they vaporize 7 different coatings, 7 or 8. I math wrong again. My brain still doesn't work from getting back from vacation. But it has about 8 different coatings onto your lens, so because of the time and the expense of those coatings, they put the industry's hardest scratch coating on there to protect your time and investment. Now the lens is just doing its own check and balance system to know where to place the bevel after the cutting cycle. If you notice, the lens is completely flat, just like a nickel. If I were to take it out now, it would stand up on the counter on its own. But instead it's going to drop down onto the middle, the bevel wheel, to get the V-shaped bevel. Yeah, I know, I need to clean the machine out. Don't look at the dirty parts. Just focus on the clean part in the middle back there. So you're getting a V-shaped bevel, a knife-like edge, if you will. Your lens will be so sharp that You will be able to cut through a piece of wet tissue with your lenses, providing you soak the tissue in a bucket of water all night, and then using all your strength, press down on the wet tissue, you might be able to cut through it. So water has begun spraying on the lens, which tells me it's the last 20 seconds of the cutting cycle. Polycarbonate lenses cut dry, where plastic, high-index plastic, and Trivex lenses cut wet, meaning the water sprays onto the lens like it's doing now, but for the duration of the cutting cycle. It only does that just to wash off the optical debris. So a little lever has come out. At the end of that lever is a spinning disc that will apply the safety bevel to the back surface, the concave surface of the lens. Doesn't it look like you're in a car wash now? Working at the car wash. Hey, hey, hey. Alright, don't mind me. My brain went to the Bahamas for a minute. So I just opened that door with my mind. I can do other things with my mind. I can melt ice with my mind. I can. It just takes me a couple hours of staring at it, but I can do it. So I'm going to use my thumbnail to get the rest of the optical sawdust off the edge of your lens. And once I am satisfied that it has been removed and onto the table, I collect it neatly into one pile, and then I wipe it on the floor. And it drives my wife crazy. But I have a whole year to make up to her to take her on vacation. So, I thought it was a Phillips head screwdriver. No, it is a Phillips head. We're going to do a little bit of lefty-loosey above his eyeglass case. I do not want the screw to fall out. So I'm going to tuck the lens in at the outside corner. Wait, I see some more sawdust. Some more Schwarf I want to get. May the Schwarf be with you. But it won't be because I'm using my thumbnail to take it off. Tuck it in at the outside corner. Press down at the nose. It snaps right in. Let me grab my flat blade. Do a little bit of righty-tighty. Come down here to my little rubber stopper. Finish tightening. I put the edge of your metal frame against rubber and not a hard surface so it does not mar the surface of the frame. Check that the screw is in there tight. Do the same thing for the left. Flip that over to L. Place the magnet into the Chuck, the Charles, the Chucky baby, or today I'll be calling it the Ray. Hit the green start button. The door closes. The clamp shuts. The lens is going to be traced again by the two white styluses. And you can see as it's tracing the shape of the left side of the frame. And just like before, measuring the thickness to know where to place the bevel for the best cosmetic look possible. Look at that. Very little, very little. I hear the cleaning crew here. Hey, Judith and Juan. Hope y'all are doing well tonight. I'm going to take the block off. Use my hand-approved drying method. Throw that back in there. Add to my sticker collection. We're going to come down. Look how blurry that is. Let's put a new dot on there, shall we? I'm going to come down in here, turn the axis wheel to 102. Put it in. Find the optical center. Put another dot on there before I forget. Read the power. And I'm getting minus 175 going away from 0 into the red. We pass 1, 1 1/4, 150, 175, stopping just short of 2. That's because your prescription reads minus 175. You're on the 7th rung of a ladder. You are nearsighted. You can see great up close, but you need 7 steps of far-sighted correction. That's why there's a minus sign. With your glasses off, everything is much too large. So this will shrink things down to the correct size. Now, once it's the correct size, you have 4 additional steps of astigmatism correction. So we're going to check the second curve now, that -1, another whole diopter, 4 steps, and we end up at minus 275, 1 tick mark away from 3. That's because if you add 2 like signs together, remember high school math? Yeah, don't worry, nobody does. But let's say you let someone borrow $1.75 and then they borrowed another $1, they would owe you $2.75. That's where we're at, $2.75 in the red. Now this last number, 102, is tells us where, it's the fine-tune knob for your astigmatism. Tells us where to turn that knob. So a straight line is 0 to 90 to 180. We're going to go past the 90th meridian to about 102. Your left eye, you only need 5 steps of far-sighted correction, but you also need 5 steps of astigmatic correction. Uncorrected astigmatism makes 6s and 8s look alike with the letters P and F, so that's why we have to tune everything in the fine-tune knob. Now, these first 2 numbers are real values to be concerned with. This last number could be anywhere from 0 to 180. It just tells me you have a curve this way and a curve 90 degrees away this way, and it just tells me where to line everything up to you're going to see your best. Got my black dot back on there. By the way, your lenses in your own frames are $49.99. They're free when you purchase a frame from me, but I don't sell Columbia, so I can't do it. The Transitions XTRAactive adds $129.99. The Crizal Sapphire $139.99 for a total of, I was supposed to have that ready, come on. $49.99 plus $129.99 plus $139.99 equals $319.97 before the $25 he paid for the video, which, by the way, priceless, if I may say so. But that is tax-free. Anyone else on the internet is now having to charge tax. However, I am in North Carolina, or as I like to say, North Kakalaki, and North Carolina considers eyeglasses a medical device, and there are no tax collected on medical devices. So this is one thing that is still tax-free, and you gotta like that. Everybody likes free. Everybody likes a bargain, and no one is disappointed with quality. I heard that somewhere. Oh yeah, I said it earlier. So I was right, some brilliant person did say that. Okay, so I'm going to tuck that into a little bit of lefty-loosey, tuck it in at the outside corner. So when you get these in the future, let's use this as an example. Do I have a tray? Do I have a tray? We're going to do this one. So, get a baking pan. Years from now, if you ever get lenses from me, put a white t-shirt, or any color t-shirt for that matter, or a dish towel. You just don't want it to hit, if the screw falls out, you don't want it to hit a hard surface. You want to hit it soft so it'll land right there. But you want to hold your frames upside down as you loosen it up. You don't have to take it all the way out. Why? Because these are unbreakable lenses. So you can still have the frame, the lens in there a little bit. I kind of turn it upside down to lessen the chance of it popping out. And then push down with the nose. Make sure that it's in the groove everywhere. Then we can tighten this back down. Now I'm using improper form here. You don't want to tighten the screw while it's in your hand. If the screwdriver slides off, which it invariably does, you stab yourself in the finger. However, here's a great opportunity for you to blurt out your favorite 4-letter word. Let everyone in your home know what it is. But so, placing it against a firm surface, I can press down harder. Preferably do this in a not so dark corner. Use that same t-shirt against a sharp edge so to protect the finish of your frame. Make sure that is tight all the way. It is. Go ahead and take the block off. Use the back of my hand drying method. Throw that back in there. Add to my sticker collection. Come back down here. The black dot is still on there. I need to turn the axis wheel to, say it with me out loud, 1, 2, 3, 50! So, go watch a Ben Stiller movie. That'll make sense. Let's check the power of the lens. I'm getting -1 1/4 on the first power. Let's check the second curve. I'm getting -250, exactly halfway between 2 and 3. -1 1/4 plus -1 1/4, we get -250. So your pupillary distance for your right eye, 30.5, for your left, 33.5, which adds up to 95. No, wait, it adds up to 64. So, I'm going to turn the card around, place the PD stick against my thumb on your right lens, and when we read it onto the left lens, we're getting 64 millimeters. Look at that. Man, the kid is good. Get you out of the way. Get out of there. So, this is the portion in every video that as I clean your lenses, I mentioned that there is free shipping anywhere in the U.S. And Winter Haven, Florida is still in the U.S. Last I heard, a hurricane has not blown it off the coast. By the way, as I mentioned to him, earlier this year there were some blueberries being sold in large box stores that were coming out of Winter Haven, Florida. Best blueberries I have ever had in my life, and I am a fine judge of blueberries. I will eat them at the drop of a hat, and I will drop the hat my damn self. So, I grow a lot of them, have for years and years. I go to blueberry festivals. I buy them and eat them every chance I get. Up in Maine, everywhere I go. Those were some good blueberries this year. It was just the right amount of rain and sun conditions and cloud conditions on dry days, and they was the best I've ever had. I've saved some, and I'm going to try and grow them next year, but enough about me, I digress. So, I'm going to get your frame in standard alignment, also known as a 3-point stance. The 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. I set them on the counter and press down. There is no wobble. But what I was going to say, when you get these in the mail, Ray, and free shipping anywhere in the U.S., there is a small chance that these could be too loose or too tight. However, there's an 80% chance that one side is higher than the other. That's because 80% of people have one ear that is higher than the other. And I'm no different. I'm part of that 80%. But just go by your local shop and just tell them if it's too high or too low, or if it's loose, they'll know what to do. It only takes about 30 seconds to a minute to adjust a pair of glasses perfectly. Although these Columbias you can adjust yourself. There's a metal core inside that rubber temple tip, so you actually could probably do that yourself. But as I mentioned, there's no wobble. When I say wobble, I'm part of that 80%. When I take mine off and press down, they wobble on the counter, but they sit level on me. And of course, I am wearing the BMW 6045 in color. Say it with me, 50! Which is the blue tortoise. Usually I have a darker blue shirt on, but we're still doing laundry coming back from vacation, so I got to wear stuff further back in the closet. Flip this over, press down, there is no wobble. Close each temple to make sure they overlap perfectly, and they do. Neither temple is askew. Check the tension on each spring hinge, and if one was tighter or looser than the other, I would tighten or looser accordingly so they would both be matching. I send out a selfie request in every package to have your picture on the website. Ray, I would love to have your picture, 2 pictures, one with them clear and then one outside when they are dark. I also send out instructions not only on how to care for your frame and lenses so they will last you for years, but for the premium microfiber cleaning cloth that I provide, the Crizal cleaning cloth, and how to care for your case so it too will last you for years. So this is what your Transitions XTRAactive lenses look like before they have been activated. I'm going to expose them to a strong burst of ultraviolet light in my little Transitions Adaptive Lenses box. I'm going to hit that button, and as you can see, it takes about 30 to 45 seconds for transition lenses to darken, a little bit longer when you come back inside, 45 seconds to a minute 15. Now, Ray, this is important, and everyone else listening, all transition lenses will get dark on day 1 and continue to darken every day for the first couple of weeks they're exposed. After that, they will work for years at maximum performance. The only time the Transition 7 and 8 won't darken is if you're behind the windshield of a car. Your windshield absorbs the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays that would cause your dashboard to crack from sitting in the sun all day, and that's why they don't turn dark in a car. Having said that, Ray's XTRAactive lenses will get 30 to 50% dark behind a windshield. Also, the other thing, limitation with Transitions is they will get darker when it's 85 and below than they will when it's 95 and above. Having said that, Transitions XTRAactive will get darker in hotter weather. They're designed for XTRAactive people who spend extra amounts of time outside. Now, people in California, Texas, Florida, or hot climates, you may want to think about the XTRAactive because they will get darker in hotter weather and so many times of the year. Those states, their climates, Louisiana, all of that, Arizona, are in the 90s. So something to think about. Now, they are starting to lighten. Come on, this is the first time they've been darkened. They'll keep getting darker. Come on, Ray, we talked about that. Don't you remember? Stay with me, Ray. Pay attention. So, but as I keep yapping, they will continue to lighten. Now, if you've liked what you've seen, please like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on the bell so you will get notifications on future videos, like when I recite the periodic table of elements backwards from memory. And you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram as freeprescriptionlenses.com. On Twitter as freerxlenses. If you have any questions, you can email me through the Contact Me page on the website. You can also leave a question or comment in the comment section below. But Ray in Winter Haven, Florida, thank you so much for the purchase of your Prescription Transitions XTRAactive Gray lenses with Crizal Sapphire for your own Columbia C3003 frame color 002 in the 58 eye size. And now everyone else has got a chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.